you know that I love the weird ones, and you know that I know that you know I love the weird ones, and I hope that you join me in loving the weird ones. And it doesn't get much weirder than this. I would say the prehistoric King Griffey Jr. is probably, in the same ballpark, no pun intended. But this is a WWF Stomp 3. So there's Stomp 2, Stomp 3, Space Destination Sable. So this is a wrestler. And it's from Jakks Pacific in 1998. And the idea behind the Stomp is that it stands for Special Tactical Operation Military Police. So they are kind of like soldiers. So in this sort of storyline, if you will, the previous one was all like water. They were like aqua. There's like China and I forget some of the other ones, but they have like kind of aqua gear. Here, the WWF Stomp team travels to the vast regions of outer space. Determined to save our planet from dangerous terrorists, Stomp 3 is prepared for space battle with snap-on body armor and space packs. Assemble a bonus vehicle when you collect 2 male Stomp 3 figures. So you see they got this little battle board. And so you got Kane, Undertaker, Legion Doom, Animal and Hawk, Mark Marrow, and obviously Sable. How can you pass this up for a couple bucks? You can't. The answer is you can't. It's super weird. I love the weird. I hope you also love the weird. Like, who at WWF thought, you know what we need are some weird, like, space force creatures. So, Sable here has Exoterror armor. She has Exoterror skin, a Constrictor whip, and an Exoterror dagger. On the back here, you can join the club with $10, and get a poster and all kinds of cool stuff. So here she is, and first of all, she is just something to marvel at. I mean, this sculpt is I don't know, it's up there with some of the weird sort of bad girl figures of the time. I mean, her face sculpt, she looks I don't know, I can't even describe how she looks. So not a lot of articulation. Arms, her head isn't even articulated. It kind of looks like it is, but it doesn't move. Her legs, let's see, they kind of sort of, but I mean, her very like anatomically incorrect hips kind of make it difficult to move. It feels like it's going to break. So not a whole lot to do here except just kind of display it, I guess. So she has a long terracotta, what is it called? Exoterror armor. And so that goes on her right leg, I think. Okay, so that snaps on pretty nicely, actually. And if you've seen other videos I have, like those X-Men mutant armor, you can see some back here. There's Cyclops, and there's Rogue, Wolverine, and Mystique. You'll go watch those, because first of all, they're really cool figures. But the armor doesn't stay on very well, and it's really frustrating. This armor snapped on really well. So I know I'm like making fun of this figure and how weird it is, and it is really weird. And I am making fun of it. But, Jakks Pacific, kudos to you for actually making snap-on armor that snaps on very easily and stays on, because Toy Biz couldn't figure that out with some of their figures. So there she's got like a whole leg armor, and then just kind of like a little ankle, a little bit of her shin armor. So the rest of her leg is going to get damaged by space aliens. So there are holes in the bottom, which I don't know if there's a stand or maybe a vehicle. And then she's got this chest plate armor. It's kind of a lot in the way here, if you know what I mean, to get that on. I'm sure some people just, I mean, the sculptors, the designers of this really, I don't know, they are something else. Okay, so she's got a knife. She can hold that knife, or she has a little sheath down here in her leg armor. How about that? Right? Little boot knife. But I think the really cool thing here is this whip. This constrictor whip. And it actually As you can kind of see, it's kind of bendy, which is nice and kind of a nice touch. I don't want to break it. Not that this thing is very valuable or anything. I just don't want to break it. So yeah, so there's her whip. And what's interesting is I've actually seen this before broken. Just kind of this. If you take that off, what does that look like? To me, that looks like a Battle Beast weapon. You know, they didn't have any, I don't think, in this. They definitely didn't have any of this shade of blue. But this would be like kind of a cool custom. I mean, even if you snipped it maybe like right around here, I think that would be a pretty cool Battle Beast weapon. I think it would not look out of place, so you could obviously color it however you wanted. But maybe some of you Battle Beast fans out there, get you one of these Stomp 3 Sable figures from Jakks Pacific and make you a cool little custom Spike Club whip thingamajiggy. So there she is. If she wasn't ridiculous before, she's even more ridiculous now with her like sort of pseudo armor and her big old like kind of kiss boot slash shoe and her chest armor and a whip and a knife. It just I think it does fit nicely there. Oop. Next to the Ken Griffey Jr. and Betty Rubble, Bam Bam, Xena monster armor. It's kind of a weird little section here. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for being weird with me and enjoying the weird stuff. Again, this is the WWF Stomp 3 Sable from Jakks Pacific in the year 1998. And as always, open your toys. You never know what you might find. Maybe you can find a cool Battle Beast custom weapon that comes with a bizarre, like literally, I think this is one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. You know, that we have some weird toys in here, but in terms of like mass market produced toys that you would find on the shelf at Toys R Us, this is pretty freaking weird. I mean, the whole concept, not just her. I mean, the whole Stomp concept. The Stomp 2 is weird, but Stomp 3 took it to a whole nother level. So maybe I'll get some Stomp 2 figures in at some point, but this is definitely the pinnacle of the WWF Stomp line. So thank you for watching, and as always, open your toys.